All right, it's that time of year again that we start doing our trackers, seeing who the Bears have been meeting with and seeing which direction they might be going. There wasn't a lot to report before now because the All-Star games don't really give you a clear indication. They're not your formal visits. So there's two different types of visits. The informal visits where you have a pro day, and then All-Star games where they can meet with several different people at the same time. You're just casually meeting with them. So the Senior Bowl, I missed an L there, Shrine Bowl, Hula Bowl, Tropical Bowl, all those things. And then individual player pro days, obviously you're going for that individual player, and so there's going to be a lot of those to report. But then there's your formal visits. So we know the Combine is getting underway today. We won't have players, we won't have them exercising or working out until Thursday, but you're going to start hearing from players, you're going to start hearing from GMs and coaches. You're going to start getting some snidbits and tips from where they might be headed from, we're just going to be scavenging out here. We're going to be taking the breadcrumbs that we can get. But these are your formal ones. There will be 60 that the Bears can interview at the Combine, 15-minute interviews each. And then at Halas Hall, they can spend several hours with them as they bring people in for a top 30 visit. Top 30 for a reason. There are 30 of them that you can do, with the exception that you can bring local visits in and not count against your top 30. So players from Illinois, Notre Dame, Northern Illinois, there's several universities that are within the 100-mile radius. You can bring them in, and they won't count against the top 30. So you should expect the Bears to exercise some of those as well. But with 8 draft picks, it's worth monitoring and worth us watching to see what the Bears might do. Now, last year we only had 4 draft picks, so this was our tracker last year, and we really only did it as we got to the top 30 visits. But I want to track as we go through the Combine and through the All-Star games and all that. The All-Star games don't give you a very clear picture. That's just rumors and casual discussion. So that's not worth, a whole lot. But I'll show you who has been rumored that the Bears have already met with at the All-Star games. But this is last year's, and you can see Caleb Williams, Rome Odunze, Karan Amagaji, and Austin Booker were all brought in for top 30 visits. These were the top 30 visits. And then as we move to this year, like I said, these All-Star games, don't put a whole lot of weight in these because this is just the Bears showing interest and discussing meetings. This is rumored. And these are from people like Jeremy Fowler or USA Today. These are the ones they've specifically mentioned that the Bears have met with. But you see top 30 visits, none. And as we discussed in the video the other day, those can start right now after the Combine through April 16th. There is a deadline on when those top 30 visits need to be completed. April 16th is that deadline before the April 24th. Exactly 2 months from today will be the NFL draft. So they have to be completed before April 16th. And then the Combine visits, we usually don't hear about every single person that the Bears meet with at the Combine. They're not required to make 60 visits, but they'll invite players to come in for 15-minute interviews and meet with them. And with the Bears having 8 draft picks, I would expect them to be very busy this year. Now, we'll just quickly run through this at the All-Star games. A lot of these are FBS type of All-Star games, like the Hula and Tropical Bowl. Shrine Bowl and Senior Bowl are more of the notoriety ones, a little bit higher caliber players of these ones, but you can see there are some decent names within here. Players, these are almost all undrafted free agents from the Hula Bowl and Tropical Bowl, and these are the ones that are rumored that the Bears had met with there. A couple wide receivers, a couple linebackers, a couple defensive ends, defensive back, and a running back. And then at the Shrine Bowl, got a couple more big names: Holland Pierce, Taj Brooks, Tyler Batty, Jalen Conyers, Elijah Roberts. So there's some bigger names, but the Senior Bowl, almost all of these are big names at the Senior Bowl. That's the granddaddy of the All-Star games. They say the off-season, the draft begins in Mobile, Alabama, where the Senior Bowl takes place. So the Bears met with Princely Umanmielen, Caleb Rogers, Caleb Ranshaw, who had the pick in the game there, that big pick, and Josiah Stewart, Ozzie Trapillo, Nick Scourton, Gray Zabel, Josh Connerly Jr., Mike Green, Darius Alexander, and Devin Neal. So some big names there. And again, these aren't formal visits, so they're just talking to them. And people just noticed the Bears were talking to them and that they met with them, to talk to them, get a feel for them, see how they are, get a base level first interaction with them. So again, take this at face value. These are not significant. These are more significant. These are the most significant. Do they mean everything? No, there's a lot to gauge off of. They go off the body of work from the season. You go off a body of work from the offseason, from talking to teams, hearing about their character, learning about their work ethic. All this comes together to make one big big board for the Bears and how they're going to put people in order and how they're going to draft them. So we'll track this as it goes along. But I wanted to give a first introduction. This is version 1 before we get to the Combine. Then we'll put this together as the Combine goes along, let you know who they met with at the Combine, and then as the top 30 visits happen, those are when things get exciting, and we'll let you know every one of those that come along too. So a couple weeks from free agency, 2 months exactly from the draft right now. So we'll keep you tuned. We'll keep you up to date on everything. Till next time, da Bears, and bear down.